nations are not built by great politicians, but by great leaders. What distinguishes them is their obsession with leaving behind an enduring, substantive, and meaningful inheritance to future generations. Those of us who are old enough remember the prominent African business people of the 70s who owned buses and businesses and lived in Marimba Park. Most of the businesses they created were buried with their founders because they were not built to adapt to emerging realities and to stand the test of time. As a result, they left virtually no legacies. There is almost no legacy worth talking about that any ZANU-PF MP, minister, and president will leave behind. They may reserve for themselves the exclusive right to lie at Heroes Acre, but future generations will not remember them for building great institutions and great provincial economies and being the great problem solvers of their generation. Their biographies will not be read in institutions of higher learning for breakthrough contributions to knowledge and the improvement of the lot of humanity. None of their ministers of water resources will be remembered for solving the water problems in Bulawayo. None of their transportation ministers will be remembered for building a world-class commuter system in any of our cities and the best road network in the region. The Minister of Health, David Parinanyatwa, won't be remembered for creating a national health service system in Zimbabwe that will ensure every citizen has access to basic health care, nor for making the hospital named after his father a world-class institution. The 2018 election is a very serious opportunity to change the African leadership story. It's not an election that must be won by politicians, but by nation builders, men and women of vision in the mold of Lee Kuan Yew, who transformed Singapore from a third world country to a first world nation in one generation, or Konrad Adenauer, the first chancellor of West Germany, who gave a despondent nation devastated by war the will to rise from ruin to become the second most dynamic economy in the world in less than a decade. No ordinary politician can do the job that a nation builder can. Tourists must come to our country not to see our displays of indigenous nudity, but because we have brought the majority of our people out of poverty, and because they want to learn how an agrarian revolution has transformed rural life and powered our economy into the greatest success story of our time. Zimbabwe, ilizwe letu, ilifa letu. Zimbabwe, our nation, our heritage. Zimbabwe, nyika yedu, naka yedu. Manyane pizza, manyane pizza, kuturarame, manyane pizza, kuturarame. Pizza,